Hey, what's up guys? Zach Kleindinst here with eXp Realty. Hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Listen, I want to give my opinion of living in Pennsylvania and living in Florida because I've done both. And the reason why this topic was brought up and why I wanted to make this video is because one of my friends on Facebook recently posted an article, and it was the top 10 cities and states to retire in 2022. And the best part about it is that the only two states that I've ever lived in were the top two of the top 5 on this list. And obviously from the title of this video, it was a little town called York, Pennsylvania. That's where I grew up. That's where my career took off. That's where all my friends, family, that's where I was born and raised, was York, Pennsylvania, which actually was number 5 on that list. Number 5 in the entire country to retire in 2022. And then January of 2021, my family and I, we moved down here to beautiful Palm Beach County, Florida, which was probably one of the best decisions, aside from maybe one or two other decisions, the best decision we made in our life, top 3 best decision. And the reasons are pretty much, kind of self-explanatory. If you're watching this video and you live up north, you probably understand why. But I can also understand why some people who live down in Florida, they might want that experience of a winter, of the 4 seasons, of experiencing snow for the first time. And it's funny because I talked to a lot of Floridians. They were born and raised here in Florida. A lot of them never even seen snow. And they also don't have the desire to ever see snow. But on the contrary to that, I've sold a lot of properties when I was in Pennsylvania to people who were selling their home in Florida and moving back home. And I've questioned them. I asked a lot of questions as to why would you do that? Why would you move from paradise and go back up to Pennsylvania where it's cold in the wintertime, it's raining all the time, the skies are typically gray, more so than they're sunny. And, I'm going to go over the reasons why they do that in a little bit. But I'm going to give some of my biased opinions. And again, I say they're biased because, again, I was born in Pennsylvania. I was looking for something different. So was my family. We wanted a better lifestyle. We wanted just a different experience in life. And so the first reason for moving to Florida, the best advantage that we've had so far, kind of goes without saying. It's the reason why everybody from up north wants to move down here to Florida. And that's because of the weather, right? So right now we're in November. I just looked at the next 7-day forecast for Pennsylvania where I grew up. It's supposed to be in the mid to high 40s. And where I'm at right now, West Palm Beach, Florida, our next 7-day forecast is in the low 80s to mid 80s. So there's about a 30 to 40 degree difference in the next 7 days. And we're just in November. Like, this is just getting started. So the weather, number one, because here in Florida, we're going to go from November till about April to May with beautiful weather, typically between the mid 70s to mid 80s. We'll have a couple weeks there where it gets to be 60s and 70s for a couple weeks, but all in all, phenomenal weather. And we are outside of the hurricane season now, which we just had Hurricane Nicole pass by. Thankfully, we got lucky with that one, and also Hurricane Ian, which again, bless everybody over there in Fort Myers. Hopefully you guys are all doing better. I know a lot of guys down there that are over there that, lost a lot of stuff. They lost their house, they lost their cars. So, prayers and thoughts to everybody over there in Fort Myers. But anyway, all in all, the weather was number one. Next couple of weeks, like I said, the weather's supposed to be phenomenal. So that's number one. Yes, the other part to the weather, everybody up north used to tell me, Zach, aren't you going to be crazy hot in the summertime? Like, isn't it going to be miserable? And it's funny because this past summer of 2022, I think Pennsylvania had just as much, or almost close to, maybe not quite as much, 90-degree days as we did down here in Florida. So it wasn't freaking gnat flying around. So it wasn't that big of a difference, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, it's more humid down here. It's hot. It's not always convenient, but guess what? If you're hot, you're going to be at the beach, you're going to be in your pool, or you're going to go inside in the air condition. Just like you guys do up north, you guys go inside the heat in the wintertime. It's no different. Except down here, we could be outside. So the number two reason why is the lifestyle. You guys have a phenomenal lifestyle down here. Listen, this is November. It goes back to the weather as well, but the lifestyle. And from the lifestyle, I'm going to get into different topics here, but the lifestyle, my kids are out riding the four-wheelers here. They're going to be out riding their four-wheelers in November, December, January, February. bike rides, running, outside activities. There's different activities going on all over the place here in Florida. Different parks have different venues, the seafood festival, fairgrounds coming up, and you have nice weather throughout to enjoy all of this stuff. So lifestyle, number one. And number three is fitness. Since I moved to Florida, I got pretty big on my fitness, because up in Pennsylvania, I would work on my fitness, but by, October, November, December, January, and so on, I would stop working out because I did not like the cold. I despise the cold. And so I would never work out. And so down here, I've actually been on a winning streak. I've been working out literally since May of 2021. I've been on my win streak for working out, very consistently for the last year and a half at this point. And I feel great. I'm in the best shape of my life, and wouldn't trade that for the world, and it's because I just have that better weather. I'm able to do that. So that helps me out quite a bit as well. So lifestyle and fitness. And then number four is dining. So there's just a different array of dining around here in West Palm Beach. You guys can eat, downtown West Palm, downtown Delray. You have downtown Fort Lauderdale. You guys can get to anywhere around here and just have a phenomenal dining experience with high-end food. Just go downtown, walk around. There's tons of events going on, live music, different festivals, different fairs, different little vendors all popping around, different food trucks everywhere that you guys could go to. So the dining is completely different. My wife and I went to a place called Atmos. If you don't have, I'm gonna put a link in the description below. Atmos is an interactive dining experience in Fort Lauderdale. We went to this about a couple of months ago. And you're actually in this room. You sit at a table. It's probably about 10 people at this table, and it's interactive. So you're surrounded by all these screens all around you, and it takes you across Europe. So you go to Italy, you're in France, you're in all these different areas, and it matches the culture. So you're eating the food that culture would eat. You're eating the food that, you're drinking the wine that pairs perfectly with the food. And it's just a phenomenal experience. It was expensive as hell. Trust me, it was expensive as hell. But it was a phenomenal experience to have. Back to expensive. That's the next thing. So we went to Pennsylvania back in May of this year, May of 2022. And I forgot how affordable Pennsylvania actually is. And the reason why I say that is because my wife and I will go out to dinner. I'll get a beer, she'll get a drink. And we're talking about probably a $30 bill, $25, $35 bill for the two drinks. It's ridiculous. It's insane, because her drink will be $16, my drink will be $9, $10, $11. If we both get a mixed drink, it's like $35, $40. In Pennsylvania, we went to one of my friends' events back in May of this year, and at the event afterwards, we took them out to the bar to get something to eat. I have to get out of here. This freaking gnat's killing me. I went to get something to eat at the bar next door, and when we went to get something to eat, I went and got the drinks for everybody. So I was going to buy the drinks for the entire group. It was like four of us. It was only four of us. And when I paid the bill, we got 4 drinks, and the 4 drinks were only $18. So that's the best part about Pennsylvania, is the affordability, which is also one of the reasons why I got voted one of the best places to retire in 2022, because of the affordability, plus the great taxes that you have. So again, Pennsylvania is a phenomenal state. And the one thing we do miss about Pennsylvania is the 4 seasons, is seeing the leaves change colors, the leaves fall off the trees. That's one of the best things that we do miss about Pennsylvania, is the seasons, Halloween, Christmas. Down here it's 75, 85 degrees, and up there it's probably between like 45 and 50 degrees. And so we do miss that little brisk, that little chilly nights, the sweatshirts and the sweatpants and the campfires and all that stuff. Roasting marshmallows, but we can still do all that stuff down here. We just might be a little bit hotter. Just stay farther away from the fire than going close to it. But yeah, so that's the biggest thing, is the affordability for Pennsylvania down here compared to down here, which is also a reason why a lot of people leave the state of Florida. A lot of people are moving back up north because they're tired of having all year round summer, number one. Number two, it's the affordability. The older we get, the more we look for things that are affordable for us. I think everybody looks for things to be affordable at all times, but the older we get, the less we work, the more the longer our money goes farther. Like our money goes farther along the older we get, right? Because we might not be working as much. So that's one of the reasons why I believe that it got voted one of the best places to retire. But anyway, back to the dining experience. That's number one. That was a good reason down here, is the dining experience, and just anywhere you go down here, you have a place to eat, and it's just really good food. Typically, everywhere you go to. The other thing is too, like we're surrounded by water parks. I could be at the beach in 35 minutes. I have an acre and a half of land. Again, my kids are outside on their four-wheelers all year round. You're more active, which is healthier for you. You might live longer, plus you're happier because you're down in this area. So there's a lot of different things that come along with that. And then the other thing is too, it's very diverse. There's a lot of diversity down here, a lot of different cultures. Haitians, Italians, Jews, a lot of good cultures down here. Have a lot of different experience with food, experience with hospitality, experience with just dealing with different cultures in my world of business and real estate. But then that also brings me to my next point, is the income opportunity, business opportunities down here. So now if you are an employee, if you're looking for a job down here, I talked to a lot of people who actually, they said that it's hard to find a job that pays well down here as an employee. I don't know from that experience, because I was never looking for a job. I came down here and got my license to sell real estate, and I've been doing that ever since. So I can only speak off of my experience with my business. And my business has been, down here you can sell a $500,000, $600,000 house the same as you can up in Pennsylvania, where that same house is $200,000 to $250,000. So to me, for what I do for work, and if you're also a real estate agent, for what we do for work, it's phenomenal. The opportunities are amazing. Now again, there's a lot more competition down here though too, right? I mean, you have every single person that's driving on this street that probably lives on this street is a licensed real estate agent. So yes, you have more competition, don't get me wrong. There's more competition out there, but the opportunity is exponential. The opportunity is phenomenal. So those are all the reasons and all of my experiences with living down here in Florida. Now again, I might come up with a different video and do something that's more concrete, more detailed, more bullet point for you. But I want to just give you guys a quick little overview of my experience so far. I wouldn't trade it for the world. My wife wouldn't. My mom, my in-laws wouldn't. I think we all are pretty happy down here in Florida. One of the best decisions that we've ever made in our life. So if you guys are curious, you guys have questions on what to expect, how to make the transition, how easy is it, transferring your cars, buying a house, just the driving experience, the living experience, crime rate, taxes, all these different things. And speaking of taxes, income tax, there's no state income tax down here in Florida versus Pennsylvania. That saves me a boatload of money, and it would save you a boatload of money too if you're coming from up north, from where I'm at, Pennsylvania, down to Florida. So a lot of different reasons to move down here to Florida. The reason why people move away is because, to be honest with you, it is getting very expensive down here. You guys see this house behind me. This house right here is a 4-bed, 2-bath, just finished being built. That house is probably going to sell for about $600,000. When I first came down here, these new construction homes were going for about $500,000. We bought our house for $400,000, so we got pretty lucky with our house because we bought it right before the market went crazy. And so yeah, guys, that's my experience with living in Florida, man. I hope you guys. One of the best things I could say to do is just, it's very scary making that jump, but if you desire that lifestyle change, if you desire a different type of life, and just have different experiences, like worst case is you move back where you're from, but the different experience, the different joys that come with it, the stories that you can tell later on to your kids and your grandkids. I still walk outside today. I'm taking my dog for a walk sometimes at 8 o'clock at night, shorts, tank top. But I still get a smile on my face sometimes, man, because it's just, it's crazy that we did it. It's crazy that we had the opportunity to have our family also along with the ride, which made the decision a whole lot easier because, to be honest with you, without our family being down here with us, it would be a very difficult move. We'd probably make it work, but it wouldn't have been as easy as it was for us. The transition would have been a lot more difficult. So we have our families to thank for that. My in-laws, my mom, my grandfather, you know, we have them to thank for that. But, you know, we're just lucky, man. We're blessed. We're blessed to have the opportunity. You're blessed as well. Listen, we get one life. It's your life, your choice, your life, your challenge, and refuse average. That's my new saying. Your life, your challenge, refuse average. If you guys have any questions, moving from state to state, specifically Pennsylvania to Florida, give me a call, send me a text. Whatever I can do for you, I'm happy to do it. This is Zach Kleindens with eXp Realty. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.